Firestorm team are back. Hello, guys. Now, there was a potential drama here because you came in slightly overweight.
Yeah.
What have you done to counteract that?
Changed a couple of the batteries, taken the bigger ones out and put the little ones in.
And replaced these metal balls with these plastic balls.
Well, it's all in the balls on Robot Wars, is it not?
From Durham, seed number 5, Firestorm.
They came third in the third series, and they've updated Firestorm 2 over 3 months with a fire extinguisher CO2 gas power flipping arm secret weapon, very manoeuvrable on the go-kart wheels. And this is what happened in the third wars. You can see the power in the drive there and why they're seeded 5 this time. Now look at the use of the flipper. You know, against Class and Chaos 2, when push came to shove, Firestorm out the ring. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Right, we're back here for another war with Firestorm 2, and this year we're going to win.
Hi, Graham Alex Morgue, Firestorm 2, bigger and better than the last wars, bigger gas supply, bigger rams, bigger batteries, bigger motors, bigger and better. We're here to win, we're here for our revenge on Chaos 2.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at them. Scar with the cutters, the Morgue with the lifting forks, and Firestorm 2 with the flipping arm.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Firestorm 2 on the left of your picture, seeded 5, immediately on the attack. On the boys from Scar. Now, can they right themselves there because they're in real trouble? Yes, they can is the answer. To nudge in on the boys from Swansea, the first-time competitors for the Morgue. But Firestorm 2 driving on, sensing here that Scar is the most dangerous of the two opponents, but wedged in between the two now, Firestorm 2. The Morgue with Dorian Cody, the captain, a teacher at Morriston Comp, getting themselves back on the attack. A broadside there on Scar. Back comes Firestorm 2 underneath Scar. We've seen how the Scar team can right themselves. Chris Adams and Tony Adams. Can Morgue right himself under attack from Firestorm 2, driving it against the arena side wall. Look at this for power from Firestorm 2, using nearly 80 kilos of strength there. And the Morgue 2, I think, out of it now, which leaves these two to survive. Danger from the house robots. You can see no future for the Morgue. A grave position for them. Morgue moribund. Now, Firestorm to attack Scar. Plenty of scars from Killalot on the Morgue. Hit, 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 hit. How young do you have to be a sadist, I wonder? The Morgue onto the flame pit. The cremation of the Morgue. Firestorm 2 again pins Scar onto the arena wall. And they can't get that drive unit working there. The Morgue's out of it. You can see that from Dorian's exasperation. Oh no, you can't zombie-like rise from the pit and the grave there. You're out of it, the Morgue. You've gone.
Well, the Morgue gets cremated. Scar and Firestorm through to the next round.
Graham and Alex, the Firestorm team. Now, you guys are pretty well equipped with engineering sciences sort of education, aren't you? You're doing a degree in mechanical engineering. And you're computing and
Electrical engineering.
2 separate degrees.
No, joint degree.
Joint degree. And you're both only 21.
Yep.
But here you are. You've done incredibly well so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard that your pneumatic flipper has got more flips in it than Chaos 2.
Yes, that's true.
So if you actually had to go head-to-head with them, you might be in for a chance.
It could be.
You could go all the
they're
way.
more powerful, but we can flip more times.
Excellent.
So, possibly.
And you're feeling okay for this war now?
Reasonable. We've got a dud battery in there, so it's touch and go, but I think we should be all right for this round.
Okay. Well, you're seeded 5th, aren't you?
Yeah.
So do your thing.
Roboteers, stand by.
Despite the T-boy in the pits, Firestorm 2 and Bolt from the blue here at this stage.
2, 1, activate.
Flaming flippability, Batman. Firestorm 2 on the attack again. Immediately against Bolt from the blue. Joint degrees? I can't even count to 1, 2, 4. Firestorm 2 nudging with Bolt from the blue. Got they'll try and do, of course, is manoeuvre under Bolt from the Blue to get the flipper in action, but there's a zero, or virtually zero ground clearance for Bolt from the Blue. Built in that Lake District garage, and don't forget, they also have the CO2-powered flipping arm. A wedge shape. It's a sort of triangular wedge shape here. The designs have been brilliant, I think, in this series so far. Magnificent. Proves every series we've had what work goes into these robots, and though we may be a little bit flippant at times, well done to all of them. Bolt from the Blue, underneath Firestorm 2, this is cagey stuff. Firestorm 2, surely not another seed to go out here. Already lost 2 in the competition. Graham Bone and Alex Morgue. Engineering boys from Durham, there they are. Alex at the controls there, you saw. Woo! The pit starts to descend. The elevator to robot Hades. Spinning. Intricate controls. There we have the Proctor team and Chris Ellery making up Bolt from the Blue. Piggyback, piggyback. Firestorm dances away to build up momentum for another charge. It's hardly a military two-step at the moment. Bit of a wallflower at the disco is Bolt from the Blue. Certainly the aggression here is from Firestorm 2 if it goes to the judges. Style control, damage and aggression, that's what they'll look for. Unless one of these is immobilised. Look at the traction on the arena floor. Firestorm 2 digging in so powerfully to hold on. Holding on to the centre of the arena floor now, Bolt from the Blue. Almost like a squash match when you try and get to the tee, trying to stay in the middle of the arena floor. Time is ticking down though, look at that. I think this is going to go to the judges. Very, very difficult for them to decide on this one.
Cease.
That's too close for me to call. Goes to the judges. Difficult job for them.
Well, that was more like Torval and Dean than mechanised mayhem. The audience aren't cheering, they're throwing flowers. Anyway, it's gone to the judges.
Yep.
Nervous. I feel like a boxing referee here. Although you hardly laid a glove on each other, did you? But we've got a judge's decision, and the winner is... It's Firestorm 2! Well done, lads! Well...
Oh, it was great. Wow. It was reasonable. I mean, we didn't really get any sort of punches in, as you said, so... I mean, we just couldn't get underneath them. They was too low for us.
Well, you're through to the heat finals, though, so you...
Yeah, happy about that.
Yeah, and there's, like, hardly any damage to the robot. In fact, no damage to the robot.
It's all superficial.
You could progress a bit further, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Firestorm 2!
Thanks very much.
They're booing you, boys, they're booing you. They're not happy out there.
Graham and Alex. Now, do you think that was fair?
I think it was probably fair. I mean, it was very difficult to call that one. I think it was fairly lucky that we got through.
I think we hit them more times than they hit us. But they did lift us up at one point, but they didn't get us over, so... I think if they'd gotten us over, they would have won. But I think we hit them more times than they hit us.
And we were talking earlier about your lifting arm here, which has got more flips in it than Chaos 2.
Yeah, it didn't really come into play, really, did it?
Why not? Did you operate it?
No, we weren't under them far enough, so there's no point in lifting it up.
I see. Well, hopefully we'll see more of that later on. You're through.
Yeah.
Now, you've done well, because you started on Lego, didn't you? On technical Lego from a very early age.
Yes.
And that's where his mechanic skill has come from. And you're proud of yourself, boys.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, we did well in the last wars, and we're here again for this wars, so see how it goes.
Any changes for the next round?
Just beating this flat.
Yeah, beat the wedge flat.
So you can get under them?
Yeah, that's it.
OK, we'll look forward to seeing that then, seeing some flip action.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much.
Oh, no. But Firestorm 2 through. Now look at this. Scar should have been fighting Ming 2, but they're out, and the Morgue have been reinstated. Let's go to the pits to find out why.
This is quite rare in Robot Wars to have you compete head-to-head again with the same team.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. I mean, we wouldn't have been with them unless the other team in the first round had gone out. So, yeah, it's quite strange.
But luckily you were on top then, so
Yeah.
you must be a bit more confident than them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've beaten them once, so I think we can do it again.
And have you made any changes to your robot?
Yes, we have. We've put our bigger batteries back in that we had originally when it came in overweight, and we've taken out our little jumping cylinder, which doesn't really affect the robot's performance much because it didn't really have much effect.
Right, so you've scrapped that and gone for more power.
Yeah.
which you probably won't need because he did win last time, but they are a lucky team.
Oh, yeah, they certainly are. I mean, with the luck they're having, I mean, we'll be down the pit.
Oh, don't say that now. Don't tempt fate.
From Durham, seed number 5, Firestorm.
Cost £2,000 to build Firestorm. The engineering students, Graham Bone and Alex Morgue.
From Swansea, Morgue.
My granny's hospital bed in that machine. Mark Cooper, Hugh White, Dorian Cordy.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Replacing the series semi-finals. Firestorm II don't get through to this stage on a judge's decision. The Morgue through to this stage are being reinstated. And the Morgue immediately under fire from Firestorm. More power in Firestorm for this heat final. Rolling the Morgue. Wonder if a viable tactic will be to get the Morgue up against the arena sidewall and roll it there so that it can't actually turn over and right itself. We'll wait to see if the Firestorm uses that. The Morgue just manoeuvring itself away to try and get a runner so that it can get the forklifts underneath the shape of Firestorm 2. And Firestorm 2, that time nearly flipping Morgue up on its edge, and this time that was a power spurt, and the Morgue literally flew through the air and into the CPZ. And that means, of course, the house robots can attack. Matilda down there in that area. Oh, you wouldn't want to tangle with Matilda, otherwise you will end up in the Morgue. Oh, gee, this Morgue has the power to bring you back from the dead. Ooh, that's spooky. Back in at the Morgue. Second chance at Robot Wars. Intricate controls. Mark Cooper there, the technician, guiding the Morgue around. Push towards the arena sidewall. Now, this is what I thought they might have done in the first place. And Firestorm didn't follow it up. And the judges will have noted that when it comes to their decision, if it comes to their decision. The Morgue nudges Firestorm. And that arena wall has studs. It has blades. It has the odd lick of flame. You want to be further out. Oh, look, the pit starts to descend. And they're dangerously close now. The Morgue, and they went down, and Firestorm's driven in! When the Morgue went down, they think they've won it, the Morgue! But Firestorm drove themselves into it as well! They think they're beaten! What an upset this could be!
Cease.
Well, they think they've won it, the Morgue boys!
There's a bit of controversy here. The Morgue think they've won, but the judges want to make a decision, so we're going to have to go over to the judges.
Well, certainly Firestorm 2, the more aggressive early on. The Morgue tumbling across the arena floor there. Firestorm on the attack once more, but it was... Who was immobilised first here? I think the Morgue just wedged themselves on, first of all. Let's have another look. Were they wedged there before Firestorm went in? Well, it's going to be very, very, very controversial. In went Firestorm.
Okay, chaps, nervous. Hot up here, isn't it? Sweating on a decision, aren't we? Yeah. Well, the decision's come through. And what the judges have said is that the pit was activated. And Morgue went into it first. And though it wasn't immobilised for 30 seconds, they say Firestorm was winning on points up to that point anyway. So they've given it to Firestorm! You must be totally relieved!
Yeah.
Did you think you'd won it?
We thought we had.
You thought you had? You thought they were in the pit before you?
I mean, both of us were immobilised at the end, and I think we'd been sort of rolling them over a few times, so we thought we'd won up to that point, and then when both went in the pit, weren't really sure.
Good for you that the judges agreed with you.
Again, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Firestorm posse!
And it is the Firestorm II, boys. Now, this is a special robot because normally we have one motor per wheel, but not on your robots.
Nope. We've got one big motor at the back for forwards and backwards, so it turns the differential in there like that. Now we've got two smaller motors down here for left and right, which turns the differential like that.
So you've got a forwards and backwards motor and a sideways motor, which should give you more control.
Yes.
And you've also got 25 stones worth of self-righting flip at the back there.
We do, yeah.
Which your opposition don't have.
No, they don't. We don't believe that they can self-right, but we haven't seen her in action yet, so, well, wait and see.
This is going to be an interesting one, is it not?
It
What's
should,
your
definitely.
message for the opposition?
Run away.
Exactly.
From Durham, seed number 5, Firestorm.
Third in the third series of Robot Wars, a fire extinguisher CO2 gas power flipping arm which can toss the equivalent of 25 stone. For their heat final, they inserted heavier batteries than normal. It paid off.
Hiya, I'm Alex Morgue.
I'm Graham Bourne.
And this is Firestorm. Still a little battle weary from its previous fights, but we've still got our flipper and we've still got our speed. So we're ready to go on and win this.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's the Dominator 2 team, a unique bi-wedge shape there at the controls. Peter Halloway. There's Firestorm 2. Alex Morgue on the right-hand side. Graham Bone, the taller of the two.
2, 1, activate.
Classic wedge of Firestorm against the bi-wedge, which has the more obvious weapon. There it is. The axe coming down. And again. Firestorm 2, though, has the flipper. And over onto its side goes Dominator 2. Can they right themselves? Very impressively done. Very quickly done. You can see the new tyres on Dominator 2. And again, down comes the axe. Look at the blade. Oh, lifting, plucking at the powerful flipping arm of Firestorm 2. Fought in Series 2, fought in Series 3. They got knocked out by Chaos 2. The Durham boys, they were at Edinburgh University together. And up against Dominator 2. They now come back in on the attack. Trying to get in underneath Dominator. There they are, Graham and Alex. You saw from behind. Dominator 2 now on the attack, chasing them down across the arena floor. Get up to 20 miles an hour, Dominator 2. Peter Halloway, the project manager for the team, the driver, the T-boy also, he said so. Paul Tolliday is controlling the weapon. And the crowd make their intentions clear. They want the Firestorm boys into the pit, but they escaped. See a vent of steam rising from the arena floor there in the background, and Dominator 2 upended. Comes crashing down. That's where Firestorm 2 could have done, perhaps with an axe-type weapon, to get in on the vulnerable underbelly of Dominator 2. Only has the flipper. Scarred Firestorm badly as well, but always aggressive. Again, Dominator 2 flipped up. This first semi-final has been markedly close. Really has been highlighted by some very tense close battles, and this is another one. I'm sure it'll go to the judges unless Dominator 2 can free themselves here from the arena floor. And the ref bot comes in. Dominator 2 are there, immobilised. Firestorm 2 grinds. Great.
Cease.
And Dominator 2 may have just got away at the end to take it to a judge's decision. Only just, though.
Well, did Firestorm burn brightly, or did Dominator dominate? It's up to our judges. Chaps, the decision is through. It's the closest decision ever in the war. The judges have gone 2-1, and it's only by 1 point in favour of Dominator 2! Oh! Guys, you were the 5th seed.
Yeah,
You were finalists in the last war. And you've gone out to an unseeded robot. How did you think it went yourselves?
I thought it went pretty well.
Do you think you'd stolen it?
I thought we'd got through. It was very close, but I thought we might have just got it at the end there when we got them up against the barrier.
You did seem to be the strongest robot a lot, but that one was terrier-like. It was very, very aggressive. And you flipped it, it flipped back. You flipped it, it flipped back. Are you going to come back next year?
Yeah, we will do.
Different robot, same robot?
Same robot, just a bit better.
A bit better. Cheers, guys. Don't be too upset.
Not be upset.
Let's hear it for Firestorm! Come on!